Morning students, today we are going to do subject-verb agreement. Now, the basic rules for subject-verb agreement. Always remember that when we have singular subjects, they must have singular verbs, and when plural subjects, they must have plural verbs. Now see, what is a subject? A subject is what we are talking about. Who are we talking about in a sentence? That is a subject. And the verb is doing word, any work that we do. So there are two examples here where you see that the first picture shows two dogs, means they are plural subject. So they are taking the verb are, which is sitting on the grass. Two dogs are sitting on the grass. While in the next, you can see that there is one subject, that means one dog. So it is taking the singular verb, that is sitting on the grass. Now in the next, we see subjects and verbs. They should always agree with one another. In number means in singular or plural. Thus, if a subject is singular, then the verb also has to be singular. If the subject is plural, then the verb also has to be plural. Now see, in our present time sentences, if you see, nouns and verbs, they always form plurals in opposite ways. Like, in a singular, when your noun is singular, then it takes the verb which is in plural form, means a s is added to it. But when it is in plurals, you will see that the nouns add the s and the verb removes the s. See, the dog chases the cat. So here the dog singular, because it does not have a s, chases takes a s. The dogs means it is plural, so it is not taking, so verb is not taking the s, chase. Now in your pronoun, in the pronoun you will always take a plural verb. Examples: that you were invited to come, you were asked to clean the room, they were invited to come. So if you go to see, the first person and the second person, they both always take plurals, while the third form, that's the third person, he, she, all, they will always take the singular verb and they are singular. When you come to a phrase or clause between the subject and the verb, that does not change the number of the subject. Means, a can of lime beans. Now a can is one. So that is why it is going to take a singular verb. While the verb agrees with the subject can and not with the beans. In your second sentence, if you see, the women who went to the meeting were bored. So we are talking the subject as women, not the meeting. So women are plural, that is why we have taken a plural verb. Now when we talk about indefinite pronouns, like each, either, neither, nobody, anyone, ever, everyone, everybody, everything, we always remember they will always take singular verbs. Like, each does a good deal of work around the office. Everybody does a good deal of work. While when the plural indefinite pronoun subjects like several, few, both, many, they will take the plural verb. Both do a good deal of work around the office. Now there are some indefinite pronouns which can be either singular or plural. When they are uncountable, we take them as singular. But when they are countable, we take them as plural, though with some and any, none, all, most. In that, if you are using uncountable, you will use singular verb. If you are using countable, then you will use a plural verb, like, some of the sugar is on the floor, because sugar is uncountable. While some of the marbles are on the floor, here marbles are countable. So you have seen how with some, any, none, all, most, we use plural or singular. Now in compound subjects. In compound subjects, always remember when we are joining with and, then it will always make and take a plural verb. But when the compound subjects are joining by or nor, then they will always take a plural verb. Like neither the director nor the actors. Now see, actors is near to the verb are. So actors is plural, so it became are. So that is why it took a plural verb. But when the same sentence would have been neither the actors nor the director. Now here we are talking director as one. So here we will use a is. While a pencil and an eraser, they become two things. So they are plural. That is why there we are using as a plural verb. Now when we talk about inverted subjects, same way, when the verb comes in front, but it will depend on the subject. Like waiter, there is a fly in my soup. So here fly is singular, so your verb is also singular. While in the other sentence if you talk, there are 4 flies in my soup, वहाँ plural है, so that also is plural. Now when there are books, how are the relatives taking the bad news? तो वो भी plural है, so plural. But if it's the name of the books, organization and countries, it will always be singular. Like the Grapes of Wrath takes a long time to read. The Grapes of Wrath is a book's name. So that is why it is taking a singular verb. Now plural form of subjects will also have singular meanings like news, measles, mumps, physics. They are all taken as singular, and that is why you can see the example, mumps is a contagious disease. But in the case of politics, when you are taking it as a singular form, you will say politics is an interesting subject. But when it is taken in a plural form, then it will become the politics of the situation were completed. Here you are taking it as a plural form. Then we come in scissors or trousers. Scissors and trousers are plural. So when you are just going to write scissors or trousers, then they will be used as plural form and you will take a plural form verb. Like the scissors are on the table. But if you are using pair, they will always be taken in singular verb. The pair of scissors is on the table. Now when we come to collective nouns, like group, jury, crowd, team. The jury has awarded custody to the grandmother, while there it is taken as singular form because it is one unit. But when we write jury members, then it becomes plural, and that is why we take the plural verb. So now we have come end to it, but we are going to continue our other part of subject verb agreement in our next chapter.